Ladies and gentlemen, meet the 2020, that's right, 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE. And there are two models, there's a 350 and this one, the 450. And coming up right now, I'm going to tell you the top 5 cool things about this car. And number 5, well, let me show you. So at number 5, it's what's under the hood. That's right, it's not the 3 horses that are back there, but it's the 369 that are under here. 369 horsepower, 362 pound-foot of torque, made it in this case to all 4 wheels via a 9-speed automatic. But what makes this so incredible and so cool is, wait for it, it's a straight 6. That's right, it's only the 3rd straight 6 you can buy in America. The first one, which never really went away, is a BMW straight 6. Then, can you think of the second one? It's a little tricky. I'll give you a hint. It's not a car, but a truck. That's right, the Cummins straight 6 in the heavy-duty Ram. And here we have the 3rd straight 6 you can buy in America. And this is a mild hybrid to boot. So there's a lot of technology packed under the hood of this new GLE. Number 4 has to be the fact that this car has active suspension. Now, active suspension does a lot more than just raise and lower the car, but it also raises and lowers the car for off-roading. Let me show you what I mean. Just like that. Now I'm ready to go off-roading, but you know what? That's a party trick that a lot of suspension does, especially air suspension. But this car has active suspension. I had a chance to speak with the engineer in charge of it, and he'll kind of tell you what active suspension means, because it's a lot more sophisticated than just raising the car so you can go off-roading.
And we also introduced the curve function in 2014. So you can drive like a motorcycle driver during the curves. And the body changes its roll angle up to 3 degrees, and it feels really cool. And for the new GLE, we developed a completely new system. That's why we changed the name. It's now the E Active Body Control, and E means that it's completely electrical powered. And we use most of the software functions from the S-Class, so you get S-Class performance now in the GLE, but with a completely new hardware. And we were also able to increase the driving comfort.
You know what it did last night?
What?
Can you show me how to do it?
I don't know what it did last night.
You know, what you saw the dancing with the music?
Oh, yeah.
So but they showed me, and I don't know if I can remember because it's complicated.
All right. Okay. So the active suspension in this car can basically turn it into a 70s lowrider, and Nick is gonna see if we can demonstrate that.
So, here we go.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see you do it.
Look at this. Then you can do this.
Yeah.
Watch this.
All right. Hey Nick, don't come.
Jiggy, throw with me. Get down in my Mercedes. Going up, going down. I'm gonna do this LA downtown. Jiggy, jiggy.
I'm gonna say, don't come a knocking. This Mercedes is a rocket. How's that? Is it pretty comfy? Oh, look at that, dude. At this point, you're probably saying to yourself, Roman, you do a lot of truck reviews. We want to know, how much will the Mercedes GLE tow? And of course, I know those numbers, sort of, kind of. The GLE 350 with the 2-liter turbo, it's about 5,000 pounds. And if you get the big boy 450 with the straight 6, that's up to 7,000 pounds. And of course, if you have the active suspension, speaking of which, there you go, that's what it looks like. If you get the active suspension, it'll also level the load so that you end up with a car that's nice and flat when you're towing.
So it's a combination of a hydraulic pump, an electric engine, and a controller directly attached to the electrical engine. And that's powered by 48 volt, so that's very powerful. We can generate up to 3 kilowatt of power, and we generate pressure differences of up to 130 bars. And we use this oil flow then to let it flow to the damper, and then we can generate forces inside the damper that are added to the forces by the air spring. So it's a combination of an air spring and an active damper.
So how much will the new GLE fit? Well, right here is a nice drawing, because this is how much will fit if you put the rear seats down. Yep, that many pumpkins. What does that translate to in numbers? Well, it's right here. 2,055 liters. And yeah, you'll have to do some Googling to find out what that means in non-metric terms, but I think you can see it's a lot of pumpkins. A lot of pumpkins. Number 3, of course, has to be technology, and this new GLE is loaded with all kinds of new tech. I mean, look at the size of this massive screen. You can control, for instance, the kind of main display you want here, from classic to performance to simple. But what's really unique is that this car now comes with Mercedes-Benz UBX. That's the car's ability to actually understand voice controls. So let me show you. What you do is you have to say, I'm going to say the word Bob instead of Mercedes, because if I say Mercedes, it might activate. So when I say Bob, I really mean Mercedes. But here we go. Hey, Mercedes.
How can I help you?
What is 2 plus 5? What is 2?
7.
There you go. If you have a kid who is stuck on their homework assignment, Mercedes will actually help you do your homework or cheat on it. Of course, it does a lot more than that, but it's very intuitive and helps you do things like find points of interest or control the myriad of features that this car has. And for the most part, it works. Thank you, Mercedes. Uh-oh. I said thank you, Mercedes.
What would you like to do now?
Cancel. I would really suggest that if you get this car, you name your Mercedes Bob, because if you say Mercedes followed by the word hey, Mercedes,
How can I help you?
you may end up getting the mysterious assistant. Mercedes, what's 7 plus 5?
Please repeat.
What's 7 plus 500?
507.
There you go. Works like a charm most of the time. As always, I'm sitting behind myself, and with this massive sunroof, you would think I wouldn't have a lot of headroom, but you know what? I do have headroom. My hair is just barely scraping the headliner. And in terms of legroom, look at that. Plenty of legroom. Yes, indeed. This is the E-Class of the Mercedes-Benz crossover / SUV. Now, Mercedes says that this GLE competes with cars like the BMW X5, the Audi Q7, and of course the segment-leading Lexus RX 350. Now, keep in mind that Mercedes flew me out here to Texas to test drive this car. At number 2, of course, has to be the fact that when you're in a Mercedes like this, you can't smell the smells of the farm and barnyard, which we're smelling here in Texas. So Mercedes has thoughtfully come up with a perfume that it wafts into the air, but this forest mood is not the only smell that you can get. There are in fact all kinds of other interesting perfumes that you can fill your cabin with, as my friend Nick and I, sorry Bob, I meant Bob.
What would you like to do?
I didn't even say Mercedes. As my friend Bob and I had a chance to discover when we tried to figure out if I could tell the difference between these perfumes. So Nick, this Mercedes has this perfume that gets diffused into this cabin to improve your mood and enhance your spirit.
And stop the bad dog smell in your car.
Yes, this is a good thing. So we have different samples here, and they reflect a mood, right?
Right.
So we have 4 different samples. We have the Pacific mood, the downtown mood, the sports mood, and of course the nightlife mood.
Yes.
There they are, right there.
Right.
So will you spray them in the air? Don't tell me what it is, and I will
Okay.
try to guess. I will try to guess what it is. Okay.
Right. So let's see. I just did a test off of camera.
Okay.
And they're very, very mild.
All right.
So I would suggest I'm going to spray them like, close
Okay.
to my skin,
All
so
right.
you can like get a.
Okay. It smells like lilacs. I'm gonna go with Pacific. Wasn't that like a Pacific mood?
That is actually sports mood. All right.
All right.
Let's try this one.
Try this one. All right.
You can't look at it. So.
All right. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, right up my nose. Oh god.
Well, now you know what it smells like.
Oh god.
You're going to be smelling that for the day. Are you all right?
I'm okay. Yeah.
All right. So let me spray another one to balance it
Oh,
out.
it smells like some bad nightclub.
It is. It's night mood. Well done. So so far you have 1 out of 2.
All right.
All right. I'll spray this one a little further away.
All right. All right.
Do you still have night mood in your nose? Don't you?
I have it in this nostril. That's kind of fresh and fun. So, what were the choices? I already forgot.
You have left Pacific mood, or you have downtown mood.
I'm gonna go with Pacific.
It's actually downtown, which I've never had a downtown that smelled that good. To be honest, I can't smell any urine. There's no urine smell in that at all.
There's no dog.
No, there's no garbage on the sidewalk.
Well,
all right, well,
dead pigeon.
you have the last one left, so
We know what this is.
You know this is Pacific mood, but
Right.
let me spray it and let me tell you what you think it should be called. We do it from far away here.
All right, there we go.
What do you think that should be called?
I like that one actually.
That's the best one.
That's the best one. It's very subtle. You know this.
It smells like just got out of the shower, maybe.
Yeah, it smells like a cat house in here now. I'm not talking about.
So the fast lane car review, like a cat house.
Like a Nevada cat house. Good God, dude. What the hell did we do?
We should have probably done this at the end of the drive, not the beginning of the drive. All right, I'm putting those away.
Hey, Nick, what are you doing?
Sorry, I was trying to attract your friends.
Yeah.
Seem to be interested in your review.
Nick, let me do my thing here, okay? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. The GLE obviously has a pedigree with Mercedes. It started a long time ago with the ML. Do you remember that car? It was the very first, what Mercedes calls sophisticated SUV. And that's really the great grandfather of this car. Also, what was I also going to say, Nick? I forgot.
Had to do with horses.
It did not have to do with horses. Horsepower, it wasn't horses. Actually, you know what? I remember. Thank you for saying that. I've got my notes right here. In case you're wondering, the GLE 350 puts out 255 horsepower and 273 pound-foot of torque, and that's, of course, from what, Nick? What kind of engine's under that hood?
A straight 6.
No, that's this one, the 350, the smaller one. Come on, you know.
450. The 4-cylinder.
Yeah, but what is it? Come on.
With what? 2-liter 4-cylinder.
Keep going. You got it. Yes, a 2-cylinder.
I think you want to know color or something.
No. It's of course a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, like every other car that's made today. Because if you don't have a turbo, you're not cool. You're not one of the cool kids, right, Nick?
European cool kid.
Well, you're not one of the European cool kids. And by the way, this is just a very casual review because there is an embargo. So obviously, have you noticed that we have not shown you any motion of this car driving? Because all that is embargoed. Usually we do a sneak peek and that allows me to kind of fudge my way around and tell you everything without telling you how it drives. Well, not only can I not tell you how it drives, but I cannot show you how it drives either. So, you know, we like to be first. So that's why this is very casual. Stay tuned for a full review coming up later. You want to do a buddy review, Nick?
Excellent.
Excellent. All right.
I'll find you a buddy.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Nick's going to find me a buddy. So we'll do a buddy review when the embargo lifts on the 21st. So let's talk some numbers. 0 to 60, according to Mercedes, 5.5 seconds. How much will this bad boy cost? Well, that has yet to be announced. And what will it be available? spring of 2019, because this is, after all, a 2020 model. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fastlane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, top 5 coolest things about the brand new Mercedes GLE reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.